What's good, guys? LM7 here, doing another 2016 winter review. This time it is on the Droid Escape Pod. Alright, so here we have the smaller box, which is a little smaller than Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor. But ages 7 to 12, 75, 136, the Droid Escape Pod. It has 197 pieces and will be $24.99 when it's released. If for some reason this set is $19.99 instead of $25, I will change the description and put an annotation in the video correcting it when I do have a better knowledge. But anyway, that's the box. And on the back we could see all the features. There really isn't too many in this set, but overall I think a pretty decent set. So before I show anything else, I do want to say I will compare it to the last version of the Droid Escape Pod, but in a separate video. Just throwing that out there now, before someone asks. Alright, so here's the instruction booklet, the size you'd think it would be for a smaller set. And if we just flip to the last page here, if it wants to focus, there we go. Here's the digital image, and it is 56 pages long. So, a medium build. 45 minutes, tops. It didn't take that long. So, let's get into the minifigures, none of which are new. But there are some good minifigures in the set itself. I don't know what we're focusing on. There we go. So, our first minifigure is a Jawa. And he is the same as he is in the Collector's Sandcrawler. So, nothing changed about him. Small legs. A little bit of torso printing. A little bit of back printing. He's got his hood. And if you take off the hood, you can see his beady little yellow eyes. But you get two Jawas. The other one has a slightly different shotgun, but they're both roughly the same thing. Our next minifigure, and I'd guess the main minifigure of the set, would be C-3PO. He is basically the same as the Force Awakens Polybag one, minus the red arm. And this one doesn't have arm printing, but the other one did. So, overall, just another C-3PO. But if you don't have one, it's pretty good to get. And the last minifigure, which is of course included, is another R2-D2. He hasn't changed in a while, and he's still the same in this set. So, that is it for the minifigures. Not a huge, exciting lot of minifigures, but the Jawas are a nice inclusion. Last time we got the Droid Escape Pod, there was Stormtroopers instead. So, I don't know. I think the Jawas are a nice little, difference to shake it up a little bit, I guess. But now we can get into the Escape Pod itself. I'm just going to focus like this. There we go. So here is the bottom of the Escape Pod. You can see the sticker detail. Two big stickers here. And then on the top, two more big stickers. But other than that, that's pretty much the only sticker detail on the set. Is the big stickers. So then we can look at the front of the pod, which is much different than the last one, and you'll see the notable differences when I do the comparison video. And then here's a quick look at the engines, which I think the engines look really nice in the set themselves. So the main feature of the Escape Pod is you take this little gray piece and you open it up, and you can open up the other one to access the insides, and there is a sticker here of their trajectory, And then on this side, you can see a small little triangle. That's the viewport, and them falling from the Imperial Star Destroyer, just like the scene in Episode 4. So, what you do is you take your minifigures, and they actually made room for 3PO to have a seat, and R2 just has his little spot to sit in, just like that. And then obviously, just to show you, it closes nicely and doesn't interfere with the minifigures inside. So, there is all of that. Now, the other feature, you can't really call it a feature, but it's something, is you can take this little piece out, and if I can zoom in a little closer, if it'll let me. Sometimes it doesn't let me. There we go. You can see that this is the Death Star plans with a little piece attached to it. So a little sticker, and then the Death Star plans, which is also on the box. You can look way here. That is where the Death Star plans are. So obviously that's not a good place to leave them, but so, little hole right here, it just slides into place. There's nothing connecting it to it. It just sticks in there. And that's it. I don't know if you can actually take this little middle piece out. I've never tried. No, it doesn't look like it wants to come out. So that doesn't get removed easily. And now I put the piece in backwards. You actually want to put the piece in like that, with the little control panel facing C-3PO. Otherwise it won't close. But, does it stand on the engines? Yes, it does. It stands decently, and you can see it's, I don't know, I guess decently tall. This set itself is much smaller than Obi-Wan's fighter. But they're, roughly around the same pieces, so what are you going to do? Okay, let's see. My overall thoughts about this escape pod. I'm not going to say too much comparing it to the last one, because that's what the other video is for. But I will say I think it's an improvement over the last one. Just because, A, there's now more pieces, so it's actually kind of worth the cost. But you also, it also looks, more built. Isn't just a small little triangle with an engine on it that crash lands. This one looks more, I don't want to say regal, because that's not really the right word, but, you guys got to remember this came from the Tainted 4, so, which is Leia's flagship, so, it's a good escape pod. That's what I'm trying to say. When this does come out in the US, if you want some extra Jawas or you need a C-3PO minifigure, it's a good set to pick up. It's more for imaginative play than feature-wise. It doesn't have any shooters or anything on it, so that aspect isn't there. But, you can, if you have any of the old Tantive 4 sets, you can, of course, play around with that, make a little scene in the Tantive 4 and then shoot this escape pod down and land in Tatooine, and then have Obi-Wan and Luke pick it up. That's not what actually happens, but, you can do whatever you want. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out, and I appreciate it. There is a couple more sets to review, and I will get those as soon as I can. But thanks for watching, and see you guys later.